Ciao friends, welcome to Simple Italian Cooking. My name is Liz and I'm so glad you're joining us today because I've got a great pasta salad recipe that you can make really any time of year, different variations, super flexible, you really can't go wrong. And the really cool thing is that it can be made in less than 30 minutes. So I'm actually making it for my lunch today. So if you want to make a larger batch for like a dinner for your whole family, make sure to check the link below because I have the whole recipe for a larger quantity. But I'm going to go through what you need to know in order to make this. Super easy. So the first thing we're going to do is actually, if you like Italian cooking, if you like Italian recipes, please give a like and subscribe. Really help support the channel so that we can keep bringing you more easy recipes via video. This is awesome. All right. So I've got a pot of water that's boiling, and I'm going to go ahead, and the type of pasta you want to use for this really can almost be any type, except what I would recommend is not to use really thick pasta, because short, thick pasta types are going to be a little hard. They just take longer to cook for a cold pasta salad. So I'm using farfalle, which is like bow ties. I just like to call it bow ties. You know, when you look at the packages of pasta, they always say like 1/4 of a cup per serving. Who eats just 1/4 of a cup of pasta? So I do about 3/4 of a cup. I'm making enough for myself, a little bit for my husband. And then I want to hopefully have a little bit for leftovers. I don't know. Maybe not. Let's see how much. I always tend to go overboard in these videos with my pasta. All right, so while that's cooking, we're going to go ahead and start prepping the rest of the meal. And really by the time everything is done, we just mix it all together. So easy. So when I say sausage, let's talk about the sausage. You want to make this easy and actually even a little bit healthier. Skip the regular Italian sausage, okay? That's made with a ton of fat and pork and all this other stuff. I know, it tastes great, okay? Nobody's denying that. But what I'm using is chicken sausage. And this chicken sausage is Italian style chicken sausage. I get these links at Aldi. I really like them. I think they taste good. And I use them like all the time. So the way we're going to cook these, and these are really nice too. Let me just turn on my induction burner here. Just using a small saucepan, nothing extravagant here. And the thing that's really cool about these is that they are already pre-cooked. They're fully pre-cooked. So you don't have to worry about having to fry up a bunch of stuff and is it undercooked and all this stuff and safety concerns. Just use some water in a pan and we're just going to heat these up and we're good to go. So what I like to do, and honestly, you can put it in the microwave too if you really want to just zap them. These are a little bit frozen. I like doing it over the stove, just simply in a pan, just simply because I feel like it has a better texture and a better flavor when it heats up. So I'm going to go ahead and just actually bring this up to a boil so we can really start cooking that down. This is going to take about 8 minutes, so let's see how far we can get moving here. What other ingredients are you going to need for this pasta salad? You're going to need some tomato. You don't have to use like a large, this isn't not a large tomato, but you don't have to use this type of tomato. You can use grape tomatoes. You can use cherry tomatoes. I've done that before, and it works great. Red onion. Red onion really adds a nice pop of flavor. If all you have is yellow onion, go ahead and use that, but really try and get some red onion because especially with the cold salad, it just gives you that summery spring burst of brightness that is just really, really, really nice to eat. And then, of course, we're having some garlic. And on top of that, we're also having some green olives. Nothing special. They're not Italian green olives. These are just some Spanish olives that have the pimento in them. That's what I use a lot of the time. I like them. And it works fine in this recipe. Okay, I don't want to boil the water away. So I'm going to turn that down a little bit. Not that much. All right, then salt and pepper to taste, and then some olive oil. So let's go ahead, and you're going to need a bowl. So I'm using this glass bowl here so you can see what we're doing as we add everything in. Let's start with the garlic. I'm just going to go ahead and chop the garlic really, really fine. One thing I love to do whenever making any type of salad cold salad, whether it's my chickpea salad or my cannellini bean salad, I like to rub, or just a regular green salad, I always like to rub the outside of the bowl with the inside of a clove of garlic. I just find that when you mix everything together, it really does pick up some of that flavor from the side. And I just find it makes a big difference. You know, I know people in my family that, you know, they're Italian. They love Italian food, but they're just not huge garlic people. That's fine. Actually, I have family members that are Italian that don't like tomatoes. I don't understand that. That one I don't understand. Actually, I do understand. If you use the tomatoes that you have to buy at the store, um, that are either out of season or just were picked way too ripe. I mean, the best tomatoes that taste good are the ones that you grow at home in really good soil. Once you don't have good soil, you're not going to have good tasting vegetable. I don't care what you're growing. It's not going to have that flavor that God meant for it to have. That's just the honest truth. All right, so next, let's go ahead and chop up some red onion. It really adds color. Red onion, you got to have red onion on hand. The problem is, for me, I don't use it in every recipe, you know, or in a ton of recipes like I do regular yellow or white onions. So I have to remember that I have it in the fridge, and so it doesn't go bad. Okay, so we're chopping these into little squares, just kind of dicing them. This way, when you take a bite, or whoever you're serving it to takes a bite, it's not overpowering. All right, so in the bowl it goes. The ingredients that I'm using here, they're flexible. I love olives, so I'm going to put this in there, but I don't want to overpower the dish. For instance, you can put, if you have some red pepper, you can use jarred red pepper. You can use fresh, you know, raw red pepper. Just chop it up fine. That would actually be really good. What else you can do? You could probably put in some, if you want like a peppery flavor, you could add in some fresh arugula. That's really good. I recommend that arugula is usually very easy to grow. I have found in my experience. So if you're able to add, if you're able to grow some arugula at home, I really recommend it. All right, and I'm not chopping these. I'm just keep making it easy, just putting them in as circles. I probably should have chopped them actually, but that's okay. That'll work. And you can add other types of olives. Maybe even black olives might taste good. So normally my regular recipe, which is like for 4 to 6 people, I say a half a cup of tomatoes. I try and give you, it's hard when doing measurements for recipes when you say like add a tomato, because it's like, well, you go to the store, if you go to a good store, they're going to have different size tomatoes, you know? Like those Campari ones are small, and if you get a beefsteak, it's big. So I don't want to smell up the house, so I just want to keep some water in there so it doesn't burn. If you want like a nice charred flavor, then let the chicken sausage sear just a little bit in the pan, and that's nice. That's a nice flavor. You don't have to add a lot to this, because if you think about, like, I make pasta, you know, hot pasta, and I'll throw in a chicken sausage. I'll chop it up and throw it in, and that's plenty. Like, I don't really need to do much else. Just add some olive oil and salt and pepper, and all right. So we're good there. What's this? I want to mix that up again to break up that red onion. Good. So I'm just cutting this in rings. You can do it as thin as you want. And I'm doing 2 sausages. You want to pretty much estimate 1 sausage per person. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and add this in. I'm okay with it cooling. I probably should have just rinsed it under cold water to stop the... I don't remember, this is a cold salad, but I'm mixing it in with everything that's cold, and it'll cool down just enough. That's fine. In fact, maybe some of the heat from the sausage will actually kind of help soften the garlic and bring out some more of that flavor. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the olive oil to this, and I'm really only you don't even need a lot of the olive oil. I just want it for the flavor. I'm probably just using about maybe half a tablespoon or a tablespoon. Looks like I was adding more just simply because it was coming out slow. Yeah, let's get all that flavor in there. Shoot, I could just eat this. Let's add a dash of black pepper. And I'm just going to add just a little bit of salt. Doesn't need much. Just a very small dash. And mix that up. Pull those flavors out. Okay, so using my silicone pasta strainer, I really love it. Did you see my review on it? Okay, so pasta is nice and cool, which I love. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. And let's go ahead and mix this all together. So you can make this in advance because it is a cold pasta salad. I would just bring it out beforehand in order to let it get to room temperature a little. With the red pepper there. Okay, come on, get back here. All right. So, I mean, I already know I'm going to like this. I love this recipe. I love it. It's so good. Good food just makes you smile, doesn't it? It's like, it doesn't matter how bad your day is. Good food like this just makes you smile. It really does lift the spirits, and I just love it. I really hope you try this recipe. It is so easy. It is so simple. Make sure to give a like, subscribe, and join our newsletter for more recipes. Every week I send a bunch of recipes out, and you'll get notified when I get more videos out. Oh, I forgot to mention, when doing this as when you have leftovers, if you don't want a pasta salad the next day, heat it up in a skillet, turn it into a warm pasta dish. It's really interesting because the flavors kind of change. I don't know what it is, but the heat and the way that they mix, it just kind of gives it a little bit of a different flavor, maybe because of the chicken sausage cooking out a little bit more. I don't know. But so, I mean, it's almost like a totally separate dish. There's so many things you can do with this recipe. So anyway, I hope you really enjoy it. And I've had a fun time just doing this recipe for you. And now I'm going to go and enjoy my lunch. Thanks so much for watching. Grazie e ciao.